So I have been super tired lately. I don't know why. So I feel like this week I want to prep some meals that are going to make it easier for us during the week. That way I don't have to cook every day. So we're also trying to stop eating out as much because it's expensive. So today I am actually making potato soup. So let's get started. So for the first thing that I need to do is I need to cook my bacon. The recipe tells me that I need to cook it in my Dutch oven, which I've never done before. I was going to put it in the oven, but I think I'm just going to follow the directions as best as possible because I really don't want to screw this up. Okay. So, there. Yeah. You know what you're doing, Kelly. I can tell. I usually like my bacon like crispy, but since this is going to be in a soup, I guess it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna follow the directions and do it up. And then I'm gonna wash my hands. So we're gonna let this fry up, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna cut up the potatoes and celery and onion and all the other ingredients that we need. By the way, let me show you the ingredients that we need. Bacon is the first one. We need potatoes, obviously, celery. I have 2 stalks here, plus what I had in the freezer. I like celery in soups because I think it gives it a really good flavor. And then we are going to chop up an onion, 4 cloves of garlic, some heavy whipping cream, and some broth. You can use any broth you want. I can't use chicken broth because my boyfriend is allergic to eggs and chicken and all that stuff, so we have to use vegetable broth, butter, salt and pepper, tarragon, and it actually calls for cilantro, but I didn't have any. They didn't have any at the store, so I'm just doing parsley instead. So there's the ingredients. Alright, I'm going to start with my garlic. We're going to chop that up, probably with a dramatically larger knife than I actually need, but, you know, that's whatever. And my knife skills are not that great, so don't come for me in the comments saying, oh, you're not doing it right. I don't care. So, there's that. Then we're going to chop up our onion. There are people that make chopping up an onion look really, really easy. We'll start with that one. I really like prepping my food before the weekend is up because it just makes the week so much easier. You don't have to think about it. And I'll tell you, somebody with ADHD and somebody who has no energy all the time, you know, when you do have the energy and you can actually make the meals ahead of time. I don't know where my camera died. I didn't have any memory left in my SD card, so I don't know where I left off. So I chopped my onion, I diced up my garlic, and I have celery here. I also have frozen celery that I had in the freezer that I'm going to use, but I'm going to wash these and chop these up too. I think I got all my onion and garlic in my bowl. Now I'm going to chop up my washed celery. Let me clean off this first. Let's go check on the bacon. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to chop those parts off because I don't know who uses those. Maybe people do. I don't really know. My boyfriend picked up these potatoes, which are great. I just need to cut them in half. Actually, I'm probably going to chop them up to bite-sized pieces. My potatoes are washed. Now we're going to chop them up. I didn't use all the potatoes. I still have quite a few left over, but I think this is more than plenty. Okay, now I'm going to take the bacon out, put it on a paper towel, and then I'm going to fry up the onions and celery. I shouldn't have put the garlic in there right away, but that's okay. It's whatever. And here's my celery, onion, and garlic mixture. I'm just going to throw that in there. Stir that up, get that good and fried up. While we're waiting on the onions and celery to cook up, we're gonna chop up some of this. What is this? Tarragon. I don't even know what tarragon does, but we're gonna do that. I've never used tarragon before. I didn't even know what it was. Do I just use the leaves on it? I don't know. That. Alright, well that's good enough. Now the parsley. That should be good too. Alright, good enough. Alright, now we're going to add our potatoes. We're going to stir that up and let them cook for a couple minutes. This looks good just as is. I would eat that. We need to make like a little roux. And the way you do that is we're going to add our butter. It said 3 tablespoons. That's about enough. So we're just going to let that melt. Alright, so we're going to make our roux. We have our melted butter here, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour, and I'm going to mix that together until it's combined pretty good. So it's all combined now, and I'm going to whisk in my heavy whipping cream. Now I'm going to mix in my tarragon and my parsley. So here's that. We got to check in on our potatoes. Alright, so this has been kind of sauteing for a few minutes. I'm going to put the bacon back in there. And then I'm going to add my vegetable broth. Now we're going to cover and simmer this for about 20 minutes. Alright, so I think, yeah, it's probably done. Alright, so now we're going to add our cream mixture. I'm going to actually heat this up just a little bit because it's been kind of sitting for a minute. I wanted to get in there and cut that bacon up because I feel like it's just, I don't want one big piece. In a potato soup, it's supposed to be mostly potatoes, so I didn't want to get like a big chunk of bacon. Now we need to add the cream mixture to the soup. Well, what I'm going to do first, so it doesn't like chunk up, I don't know how to say it, like I don't want it to be gross. So I'm going to try to mix that in and then mix it into the soup. See, whoo, uh-oh. So that's a little creamier. And now we'll mix it into the soup. That's looking really good. It says that I need to add half of this soup into a food processor, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm actually going to just use the immersion blender. Right there. There you go. And I never did add the salt and pepper. I probably should have added that earlier, but I didn't. So there's that. I have my boyfriend here so he can taste test the soup for you. Hot. It is hot.
But I like hot things.
What do you think?
It's delicious.
Good. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Okay.
All right. That was very underwhelming.
I mean, do I sit here and eat the whole bowl? Or?
No.
I mean, you gave me the bowl.
You don't have to. That is yours. You can have the rest.
Okay. I will.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. So there's my potato soup. If you want the if you want the ingredients, I'll put it in the description below, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Bye.